Welcome to Mindless Entertainment. It is I, Jesse Milestone, coming to you on this Friday with both good news and bad news.
I have a really bad feeling about this.
Where people were just walking around, just jizzing force all over the place. He looks like he has been drinking soy from his mother's teat. Wrap yourselves in, guys, because we are gonna get mean!
I got him! Great kid! Don't get cocky!
Welcome to Mindless Entertainment. My name is Jesse Milestone, the God Empress, and I'm joined tonight by two wonderful, amazing, beautiful, and talented friends of mine. We got SweetP.
Hello! I'm back. I'm back on Mindless Entertainment. I am so fucking ready to be here. It's good to be here. How are you doing, Miss Jessie?
I'm alive. SweetP keeps me sane, which is why she's got to be here, especially on a night like tonight, because if there's ever a night that I need to be kept sane, it's when this motherfucker's in the house. Guys, say hello to this crazy
bitch
bitch.
is back. Gird your fucking loins. Just because you called him motherfucker, I had to interrupt you there.
Damn straight. You like the shirt, by the way? Do you guys like the-
I used to have that as a bumper sticker on my car.
I love
Oh,
this
dear.
shirt.
Seriously, that exact phrase.
We are all too much alike. It's scary.
Fucking hell. Gird your loins.
Hail chat, welcome everybody to tonight's edition of the stream for people who draw good and also do other things good too.
One, wow, chicka, bow, wow.
Shadzar, hail. Rosetta's as prevalent in the chat as she is here on the screen. Zentz, hail. Shadzar, Jun Wong, Andy McCallum. We've got a lot of chat going on between the same people, which is great. I love that you guys love each other. I'm just looking for other people to hail. Oh, we got the James Baker. Thank you for the first two. Hail,
Papa Baker. Hey.
Thank you, the James Baker. Another dedicated member of the Mindless Mob. Flaming TP is hanging out, cast in the shadows. The Gilkman's here. Holy shit, I haven't seen Gilkman on my channel in a hot second. I must have done something right. Or that, like we're inviting Rosetta on. So, how are you guys? How are you two doing tonight? How are you two?
Today was a day.
Oh,
It was
boy.
a day. We're almost up with this fucking garage sale, but you know, driving me fucking nuts. Everybody needs me left and right. I'm suddenly a hot commodity to everybody recently, and it's just I feel spread too thin, but I'm so happy to be here because you know I loved you, Jesse.
I'm trying so hard not to make the 5,000 jokes that spread too thin.
Spread too thin.
You and me both.
I'm thinking all of these different sexual positions and how far do you have to stretch to get too thin? Meanwhile,
Doesn't it usually get wider the more you stretch?
I was thinking of Lord of the Rings.
I'm
not-
like butter
I'm-
spread over too much bread.
Yeah, that's what I thought of at least.
I always think of that when I think of whenever it says someone, spread thin. I always think of that. Butter stretch.
Sometimes.
I'm just going to say if I hear the word spread, I'm not thinking anything but sex.
Spread
You're
eagle.
never thinking anything but sex, though, so it's really redundant statement is redundant. I love that top, by the way.
Thank you. I'm sitting there like making sure it's actually fitting me right while I'm on the freaking hormone therapy because it bloats me like, oh freaking crap. And I'm sitting there having my friend take screenshots so I can see what it looks like in the camera. And I'm sitting there, why do I always look devious and evil in these things? And speaking of devious and evil, hi Steve.
Who we got joining us is hi.
Jesse says hi.
How are you?
So how you doing? Go ahead, talk to her a second.
I was going to talk to you. But
Got him on air.
no.
First, I gotta.
So you have to at least halfway behave and your hands have to stay above the belt.
Wait,
How's
no,
that?
we
Okay,
can't
above the
see.
belt.
Rosetta, we can't see below the belt. So, Steve, you do whatever you want where the camera cuts off. I don't give a crap.
He can't hear you.
No.
Oh, darn. Molest her.
Done.
Molest her.
Quit saying molester.
First, I gotta give a shout out to Rokins, my man in the chat. How you
Oh,
doing,
yes.
babe? How you
Before she gets
doing?
kicked out, Jesse's got to say hi to the kitty.
Kitty. Hi, baby. Hi,
It's the other one that had the surgery recently, though.
Athena had the surgery, right?
Yeah, ornery's just ornery. Hey, ornery.
Regular
We're giving the evil glare. No! He tried to pick her up, and she's like, I don't want to go.
No, I'm staying now. You put me here. I'm staying.
It's okay, baby. It's okay. One sec, I gotta find out what he wants.
Oh, no,
Oh
mommy,
my
don't
goodness.
leave me.
Oh my goodness, Kitty. My cat's inside. Mr.
Maybe.
Louie. Yeah, he's got some weird like bumps on his ears right now, and I need to take him to the vet to see if he's okay. He's got, I think it's just an allergy or something. It feels weird. Poor
Yeah,
baby.
might have gotten those before. There's a little ear bumps, little ear bumps. There.
Sorry, there's all this stuff.
No worries. You know, Rosetta, it has come to my attention that you haven't actually been initiated into the Mindless Mob.
How the hell did that happen, considering I've been one of your wrenches for like a year and a half?
Well, because, you know, we've only recently fully branded the mob. And you can, by the way, now get Mindless Mob merchandise, which is amazing and awesome, and you should all buy it. Where's my damn Teespring link?
Or buy it for me since I'm broke, people. Order it from me so she gets money and I get stuff.
Do that. I agree with those things.
I wanted to show you Athena since you haven't seen her since the surgery, because she's got the face is mostly healed now, most of her fur's back.
Oh,
Hi,
yeah.
Emily.
She's better here now.
Oh, baby.
She's still got to get some other cysts and tumors removed before done, but the face is better and it worked. Her eyes doing better.
Oh, well, yay. I'm so glad to hear that.
Give me a little one. Okay.
Mindless Mob is
You don't want to let go, do you?
Your cat would like to attach to you.
Assembled.
Connor the Wubsler says, I have no idea if any of them are reading the comments. Neither do I, Connor. Neither do I.
On occasion, I do, but mostly I just try to keep up with what's going on and not have the cats rip my clothes off.
Oh, I'm reading it.
Or the husband rip my clothes off.
You know. No,
I'm reading the comments. I'm just, trying to let.
What is that smirk, hon?
Maybe Matt Deckard wanted to know, do they feel like little scabs or are they bumps?
Little scabs and bumps. So I think it's just bumps, but there's scabs on him because he's scratching at them. So I'm going to have to take him to the vet. Otherwise, he's a healthy cat. Eats a lot of fucking food all the time. But he's my baby, and I love him. I rescued him from a Kroger parking lot. And I can't let him go down. I have to take care of him. I got him, and I spent $115 on him at the vet, and I was like, "Yep, you're my cat now. I paid that much for you." Shit. So, and he was just a baby.
Oh.
That's so sweet.
Emily,
So
Emily, do you usually put on clothes for my streams? Because I feel honored that you get dressed up for my streams, even when you're not on them.
I was going to say, so one little thing to note is tomorrow will actually be 18 years since me and Steve started going out.
Oh,
Well, congratulations. That sounds wonderful.
it's amazing.
18 years we've put up with each other and not killed each other.
You guys are adorable together. So, like I was saying, you can't get out of this. Steve cannot save you from this. There is now a Mindless Mob initiation ritual.
Yes.
Oh, Lord.
And
I had
that
to
is-
go through it.
I need to get the cat gut out of my arms for this.
no, you should be able to handle all of this.
She starts rubbing on me like, no, I'm staying right here.
You should be able to handle this.
I know it.
Okay. So you have to first. All right, this is comprised of 3 steps. Sorry, I got distracted because I threw a note. I had this idea and I was like, I gotta write this down. And I wrote it on the same note that has the Mindless Entertainment Initiation Ritual. It just says, after Joe saves Mad Dog gives him an unexpected hug a la other guy, which makes sense to nobody except for me. That's the note to myself for how to use a visual metaphor character build in my screenplay. It'll all make sense to you guys. If you guys clip that little bit of me saying, after Joe saves Mad Dog gives him an unexpected hug a la other guy, then like a few years from now when the script gets made into an Oscar-winning movie, you can go back to this clip and go like, oh my God, that makes sense now. I understand what it means. Anyway, I pressed the like button, bitches. Where were we?
Yes. Mindless Mob ritual, the initiation.
Yes. So you must repeat after me. And then you must do the salute, which is not that hard. And then you must answer 3 questions. And if you fail to answer any of the questions in a satisfactory manner or refuse to or whatever, then you must make an orgasm noise. So
No, that's such a punishment for me. I mean,
there is nothing that to do to you. You have no shame. So repeat after me. In the name of the God Empress.
in the name of the God Empress,
I heretofore pledge my sword to the mindless mob
pledge my sword to the mindless mob
and salute the mighty bovine.
and salute the mighty bovine.
And then you must attempt, in the manner of the cow, to stick your tongue up your nose.
No, I can't do that.
You don't have to succeed.
No, I can't try at all. I have a cut on my lip inside.
Can you stick your tongue out?
I don't know what I can do right now.
Acceptable. Okay. Now you must answer the following.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
What is your worst romantic or sexual encounter ever?
How do I answer this without embarrassing Steve? Holy crap. I don't want to embarrass my husband. Considering it was something the evil cat did. Let's just say cats aren't allowed in the bedroom anymore when we're at it.
Well, I mean, you can tell us the story.
We all have
Or-
to suffer the punishment.
Or you can...
Oh, God. Oh.
The choice is yours.
That's not quite how I sound when I do it. It's more of a rolling trail and
So, all right. Next question. What is something you've always felt underappreciated for?
Honestly, my kindness. Because I'm always trying to help others and very few people ever notice.
Failed out. And finally, and I preface this by saying, just like the spelling of Hanukkah, there are many right answers to this question. However,
Jeez, Athena!
there are also many unequivocally wrong answers. BIRD, for example, would be an incorrect way to spell Hanukkah. So, with that in mind, and this is one in which if you get the wrong answer, you must up your orgasm game. If you could kill any member of the mindless mob, who would it be and why? So it's anybody who's ever watched, who watches, listens, any friends, connections, people you've seen stream with me, etc. And why?
Oh, jeez. Who's the one that's the most competition for me getting on air with you?
I mean, that's not really how I book shows. It's not really how I book my shows, but
Just being a smart ass. I only know of a few of them, but I'll just pick Will because he's such a lazy brat.
harsh.
Harsh, and that's one of my best friends. So.
Harsh but fair then. Harsh but fair. So I'm gonna drop a link here in a second. Rosetta, tell us a little bit about what you got coming soon.
I've been working for a while on a book of Eagles. I was trying to do the mailing list and release it last year, and then my account got trashed. I spent 3 months with my family, and then I was in and out of the hospital for 3 months after that, and the link expired while I was in the hospital and couldn't get the emails off it. So that was fun. But the book is basically the summation of working as a photographer for approximately about 3 years now. And it's the first about 2.5 years of photography work where I'm taking pictures of the Eagles.
Oh, that's cool.
I have, if I can get my computer to not lag like a fucking little slut, I can show you a little bit of what I've been designing. But to do that, I have to put you down, Athena.
No.
She's like, no.
I love it. Where's my picture of Jeff in a tree with eagles? I would pay big money to see that.
Can we have the eagles like pecking him in the butt?
No, it'd be Jeff majestically holding the fucking eagles.
Just
That's what
arm up
he's
here,
doing. Yeah, like this.
perched upon his arm. That's what I picture him do.
Epitome of man,
One just sort of-
masculinity.
Okay.
He just looks into the sunset casually, and one's just perched on his shoulder, looking in the same direction, as if
Athena,
only they know.
I love you, Athena, but I have to put you down now.
Oh my God. Jun Wong says, "Hail all, I have drawn a sexy parody of the Spider-Man 601 cover I would like to share, but it might be too spicy for YouTube. Twitter at Mother Chicken." Okay, let's go.
Come here.
Let's
Yeah, there you go, baby. Oh, there you go. Oh, thank you for leaving 5 tons of fur on me and scratching me in the boob, cat. I very much appreciate your love and affection.
Unlive it.
So I could show kind of a little bit of what I'm doing real quick, and I'll just do a quick sum through it. But that way they have a little clue what I'm talking about when I do this. It is working on a photography book of eagles, and I do have a screen share that'll make it easier.
All right, let's hold on. One thing at a time here. Okay, so I'm going to screenshot that in a second, Rosetta. Let me pull this up real quick since we got this lovely super chat from Jun Wong. I've drawn a sexy parody of the Spider-Man. I think we can probably share this. So we'll try. We'll do what we can. Who knows? We might get dinged. Look, I've gotten dinged for nudity or something and sexual shit on a stream where we were talking about pizza. So, and like actually pizza, not like weird code words for anything, just literally pizza. Cool. So what am I doing with my life? Sharing my screen.
Mm-hmm.
I know how to do technology. It just takes a long time. Right now, here we go. All right. So, as a van-dwelling, Booker-thumping, TLJ-hating, alt-right, hateful misogynist widget, sorry. I am deeply offended by J. Scott Campbell's recent remarks. I have thus fixed 601 cover to make it properly male-gazy. What do you guys think? So you guys familiar with what happened? Somebody took this cover by J. Scott Campbell and wanted to make it less sexy because it's too inappropriate. It's not realistic. Women don't look like that. And so Jun Wong has just added it to another in the great possible replies with this version.
Oh, wow. I like that. I actually really like that.
So here's your male gazy version. I just say this chick looks a lot more mature like any other ones. That's the thing is you say what you want about this. Oh my God, you see your bare ass. It's so scandalous. It's so sexual. But in many ways, this one is less provocative in the ways that they're complaining about than the paint over. If you've seen the paint over, it's just basically she's just her leg is down, so it's not as sexy of a pose, and the jeans are like not torn, the shirt's looser and covers the body or whatever it is. Like
since when are jean tears sexy? Unless
right?
Are they doing like Jeremy and out there buying the fucking pre-ripped jeans? Come on, let's earn our jean rips.
Exactly. Fuck this group. Why spend more money for damage that's going to happen now? Like, it just doesn't make any sense. Why spend more money to make your new jeans look older?
Sorry, you were talking about ripped jeans. I had to take a shot at Jeremy.
Of course. Taking shots at Jeremy is necessary on this channel at all times. To me, like, this drawing, like, she's a much more mature version of that. So it's like, it's not, and she's got this coffee. Everything about this picture is like a much more mature woman. So to me, it's like, even though it's much more provocative, because she's half naked and she looks like she's giving someone a come hither look. It's not as like, oh, male gazy and not like, oh, turning a woman into little infantilizing women and all that shit. Because it draws a woman who looks like a woman. I think I like
a woman. I think it's very tasteful. I think the pose is great. The breasts look good.
It doesn't look anywhere near as scanty as half of the shit I do, so you're good.
Exactly. I mean, this original cover, I love. I mean, J. Scott Campbell's artwork is wonderful. I love the way he draws her. Everything about this is great. And if you're going for a reimagining, I'll take that over the SJW version any day of the week. So,
I like it. I think it's a great pose. I think it's tasteful. I think there's my therapist once had this famous saying: "There's art, and then there are its counterfeits," which or the more provocative things. You know, there's such a thing as tasteful nudity and tasteful, you know, sex scenes and things like that, instead of just like, you know, blatant sexuality and stuff like that, and, you know, lewd actions. I don't draw the sexuality. Well, that's fine. Like, I mean, you can like that and stuff, but it's not like my cup of tea. Like, I can draw a sexy woman any day of the week.
I was just commenting on the comment that it's not art in the same way. It's like, wait a minute. I kind of feel personally with that comment.
Like, well, I mean, like, I personally just don't find. I mean, pinup art to me can be tasteful, and then it can go the other way. I think it's important to be able to like balance the two as a form, like a medium and stuff like that. So with me, I don't mind. You can draw whatever the fuck you want, but it's not something that I would buy or sell. Like, that's no offense to anybody who draws stuff like that. I've drawn pinups before, but there is such a thing as tasteful nudity and then lewd nudity in artwork. And if you do your proportions right and stuff like that, you can. It's about the expression. It's about the emotion you're trying to capture. And if you capture just blatant sexuality, that's all it is to me, you know? It's just blatant sexuality, and there's nothing underneath that. And that's not what I do when I draw my stuff.
I'm going to ask what you mean by proportions on that, because there is one thing I've always noticed, which is the attitude that massive chest means automatically overtly sexual, no matter what the drawing is.
Well, not proportions as far as large breasts.
That's why I was asking for clarification on what you meant by that, because I have dealt with that stereotype my whole life. So I was wondering.
Well, I've drawn, I have large breasts too. Like, you know, it's just, I think the exaggeration of anything that is bigger than it I guess proportionally should be. Like, a large dick, you know, that's more sexual than a regular sized dick. You know, it's just what people see. It's people's like imagination and stuff like that. That's more like that. But I'm
still gonna disagree a little, because my chest size, everything's been done artwork of me. Everyone is always accused of being over proportioned, and it wasn't. So.
Well, you know, I've got large breasts too. Like, I have big tits. Like, that's not something that I'm, you know, afraid or ashamed to admit. Like, I've drawn large breasts on girls too. It's all about, you can draw a large chested woman and it be sexual or non-sexual. It's about context and what you put into your artwork. That's what I've discovered and found. That's
why I'm discussing it, because again, most people who have the biases tend to have them on the extremes, and it's usually because I don't see that body type's realistic. Is where usually that extreme comes in.
I don't think that's what SweetP is saying at all, though.
Well, I'm not saying with her.
I think it's what she's saying is it's about perspective. Is that, and I think actually, like, to that, it's really funny. A good friend of mine, Bill, you guys know him as the Prime Minister of Plaid. He lived with me for a few months. You guys saw him all the time on the streams when he did that. And he said, before I lived with you, Jesse, I never thought a naked woman could not be sexual. And then he lived with me for 3 months, and I'm naked in my space all the fucking time, walking around, sitting around, lying around, doing my regular life things and showing jack shit all interest in this guy sexually. And he was like, and then I learned that, you know, in this context, it's like, it's just a body. It's a physical thing. And, you know, because of our relationship, it wasn't sexual. And I think there's something to be said about what are you trying to represent when you're sexualizing an image or drawing a sexual body. I want to celebrate the sexuality of this figure and this thing that I'm drawing, and there's tits.
There's also like many ways to do that and celebrate the way a woman's body is. You can make them curvy, you can make them big, you can make them thin or large breasts, and
well, I'm just trying to make a point. I'm trying to remember it at this point. I was trying to word it real quick so you wouldn't think I was just saying that about you. I was saying that's why I was clarifying with you, is because a lot of people, that's how it is, but it's also this preconceived notion people have had their whole life of what body types are realistic. So that's why I was verifying with you, because I wasn't sure.
I would like to read the super chat from Emily that says, watching the stream with sending the fiance unsolicited boob pics. Good times. Emily, I know it's still over a year away, but I'm getting progressively more excited for your wedding by the day. I'm going to be a bridesmaid. Emily, she keeps sending me this stuff for the dresses.
I love it.
Let me show you guys. I have it right here. I remembered. And this is going to be, it says, I'm getting hitched and I need my bitch. Will you be my bridesmaid?
I love Emily with a burning passion. That is like the best. I wish somebody sent me a fucking like bridesmaid's invitation, but that's okay. Like, I'm good. The last wedding I went to, oh my God, I would have fucking rather have gone to a funeral. It was that bad. And I'm saying that, oh my God. Oh my God, I love it. Yes.
How cute! I'm excited.
So as far as that goes about, sexy women, I draw sexy women too. I've drawn sexy women. I have no problem with it at all. I'm just saying that there's like a, difference in what you're trying to convey. And these people seem to assume that any type of like well-endowed girl is being objectified. Whenever the picture that we just saw from that one guy, I didn't find that lewd at all. I found that very tasteful and very well done.
That's why I was saying,
Mhm.
with me, I've been doing, that's mostly what I've drawn so far. I'm learning
Mhm.
on female bodies first, because honestly, I find them easier to draw and more easy to make the shape on than males. But it's also because, as a completely straight woman who doesn't find them sexy, I still find them more artistic.
Well,
So
yeah,
what I was getting at with that is I've been doing pinups almost exclusively with the drawings lately. And one is a pinup book I'm doing for military charity work. The other is just for fun stuff. The charity book is done retro. So everything is, they have to not be nude completely on any body parts. They're done to look like vintage poses and stuff like that. So they're naughty, but not. They're in that cross point where they're focusing on more artistic. I'm in my fun time and I'm drawing things like naked cat girls with guns and shit like that. That's over the top.
Nice.
And it depends on what your mode is. But I think they're all artistic expression, but one is more validity in the public eye and one's a little more lewd. So you don't want to just necessarily have it in the public eye.
Well, I do know that porn artists make the most fucking money. So,
well, yeah, people
They
are
do.
drugs. I mean,
I just want to acknowledge the chat for a second. Evil Ent winning at chat. Connor the Wubsler, not far behind. Not far behind. Just want to let you guys know. And Toxic Masculinity, hail, welcome. As well as Robot Shlomo. Welcome to the show.
I saw Anna there a little bit ago.
She was. Anna propped in for a brief lull. I saw a lull. And Heroinberg's here too, so that's good. But where did she go? I just saw her. It was just, there we go. We got a lull.
I know, RJ, because none of us, male or female, objectify the other gender, right? It's not like we look to these things and want to look at somebody that we can think, ooh, that person's fuckable. No, I mean,
what's up? Yeah. How you doing? Gotta say hi to yeah. Just in my blood. He's gonna say something about heels. Oh, wait, sorry. So purposes. So, pictures, another form of art, not drawing. Rosetta's book that we just preambled prior to that whole other intermediate part. So this is these some of the pages. Here is the link again. If you didn't grab it while we were talking about it before, I'll be spamming this link all night. So this is the coming soon link. Just got to throw down your email address so you'll get notified when this beautiful book is available to you.
This is the first page, and then there are other pages, and it does lag a second changing pages. I'm sorry, this computer has to have the memory rebuilt, so it's kind of what it is right now. But if you can see the sidebar here, these are all different page layouts, everything laid out, design, backgrounds, everything by me. Pictures all taken, organized, picked, and sorted by me. And this is what I've been working on. When you're doing all of this on your own, to get really good one eagle shot can take days and days of hiking all over, finding them. To put together books like this at that scale is just quite honestly a lot. And for this book here, if you can see the side here, there are going to be, with the advertisement art in the back, it's going to be 100 pages. So this is not small. You did, Thomas, and I had an issue with the system and it lost the old mailing list and I had to redo it.
Yes. Yeah. So anybody, if you were signed up for this mailing list previously, this is a new one. All right. This is a redo because the old one got lost, got deaded. So this is the new one. So make sure you are on it.
So yeah, you can see here with all of this, and you can just see how it goes down this list, and you can just click over and see these. And yeah, this is all my own photography. This is all my own work here.
It's very lovely. I love eagles. They're
I love
beautiful.
eagles.
I spend a lot of time tracking them and interacting with them and helping locate nests and help natural resources take care of them and all that stuff. So I'm actually out there close to the eagles, interacting with them in nature a lot, which is why I've got ones like over here where you actually can see the 8-week-old fledgling in this set, actually practicing with the new wings.
Wow. These are cool.
So it's like there's shots here that almost nobody gets.
They look really good. I can't do photography. My sister is a better photographer than me, but she takes pictures of sunsets and things like that, and she's made some just amazing. I don't know. I just love art, man. Like any art, you know.
By the way, Jesse, these I have to show you because remember when I met with you last year?
Yeah.
The next day, I went over to San Diego and met up at the zoo with Ryan. He actually helped talk me through because the zoo there, to get the eagle view area, you have to go on this little wooden walk bridge way up in the air.
Oh, wow.
And you remember my issue with things that I don't feel stable under my feet?
Yep.
And Ryan was actually talking me through while I was out on that bridge trying to get these pictures.
Aww.
So there's like the buzzard eagle here.
Oh, that's cool.
And the Java's hawk eagle here. And
that's really cool.
That's sea eagle and stuff. And you know, that horrible toxic male everyone bitches about constantly was, you know, helping keep me calm so I could do these.
So toxic. Oh, man.
But this is one of my favorites, even though you can't see the face off, because the wing shape and all the colors at the back of the bottler eagle.
Wow. That's incredible.
And that's actually, that one's at the Kansas City Zoo.
Nice.
So yeah, this is my work, and that's what the mailing list is. And I'm setting it up so anybody who signs up on the mailing list, when I actually launch the campaign, if they back the book and get it, they're going to be able to get a full-size page print of Spirit, or in other words, this eagle girl.
Oh, she's pretty.
One of the pictures of her. And yeah, I'll just set it up like I've been setting up everything else. So I'll have it like sealed in these, hardback with it, and just be full page.
And how old is Spirit again?
Last time when I took these pictures, she was 34, almost 35. Last time I checked, she's still okay down there at Raptor Resource Project recently, and she is 36.
Wow.
She is right now in the 5 oldest eagles in the world.
That's immense. That's really tremendous. Wow. Phil Booty, thank you for the super chat. It says 20 minutes behind catching up. Won't be able to interact much as I'm in my workshop rubbing, punching, cutting pink bits. I received the cards today. Yay! Oh my God, hooray! That actually did not take that long to get down there. I'm so curious as to what you're doing. Phil works with leather, I believe, so that should explain a little bit, I hope.
I love people that work with leather.
Oh, do you?
I do.
I will sneak over onto the alternate.
There you go.
I will sneak over onto the alternate version that's going to be a higher tier.
See, I should have just read the second. I should have read the second part of the message. I received the cards today. They look great. Yes. FYI, I'm making a pink leather bag and working on the small attachment, pink bits. Sounds very cool. I'd love to see pictures of your work. It sounds really neat.
That is a juvie that's about a year old.
Nice. Hey, while you're showing this, I'm going to refresh my screen real fast. I have a weird pop-up that's just frozen on the screen for some reason. So I'm going to dip out for a second. I'll be right back.
As soon as she gets back, I'll show the other one I pulled this up for, because that day after, I actually have one in the second book.
Ooh, I
like Emily, not really. Eagles are more interested in either mammals or fish. Hawks usually do that more.
Yeah, we have a hawk in our neighborhood. I hear the blue face getting at them all the time.
We have an eagle near here that actually will sit on my neighbor's roof, and my stupid cat will sit in the window threatening it.
Oh,
but I actually loaded this up because that day after we met up with you, I actually have a picture here that Steve took down at that San Diego Zoo that's going to be in the book.
Sorry,
this is in the alternate version only, and it's one of the only pictures taken by my husband. That's going to be in these books, and that's the side shot of the bottler.
Very cool. Wow.
Magpies are evil and they screech like hell, but remember, they are part of the crow family.
Emily is not a fan. Emily also wants to hurt me. Why do you want to hurt me, Emily? She says, I'm really excited for my next Autopsy Club get-together. It's open mic night.
I like the sound of that.
Are you proud of yourself, Emily? Are you proud of yourself for that one?
She goes,
Good.
yeesh, I
You're
am.
fucking proud of yourself for that one. Oh my God. So since you were both talking about how you draw sexy ladies, who wants to show examples of sexy ladies first? Put your money where your mouth is.
Let me grab me a sexy lady. I'll refrain from the nude one, sorry. But let me see if I can find me a sexy lady. I could send it to you and you could show, like, send a photo of my fucking. We'll let Rosetta go first, since she seems to have her stuff prepared. Mine's all digital right now.
Well, most of my drawings are a little hard to get to the camera, but let me see if I can scoot this back and just use the desk cam a second, make it a little easier. Try to make things as functional as possible, but I put half of the drawings in the other room so I can get them scanned, so I'll have to use what I've got on hand.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, I'm not very functional either, Jesse.
Shit happens. Sorry, I was just looking. Mary was asking what superhero chick should she put my face on for the thumbnail for the babe. Oh yeah, I'm gonna be on Mary Mayhem's Babe to Menace tomorrow after the matriarchy.
Oh, hell yeah!
Make sure you guys tune into Mary's channel and see me there. She wants to know what I want, and I was like, I hate women. I don't know who are women heroes. I only like men. Like I only ever like. It took me. I like male characters. I like so few female characters in anything ever, because I'm a misogynist. So.
Oh, me too, girl.
Yeah, she's Black Widow because the body works for Black Widow for me. So
here, I'll just use a few of the older sketches I have, which are ones I'm using on the pinups, which I have different styles that I've been doing. But this way you can kind of see a little bit, I guess, what I mean by try to do the tasty but sexy.
It's cute. I think it's cute.
Let me make it big for your second.
Yeah, like this one here, and then that one. And my favorite one so far out of them that I drew was this one, because that lacing took freaking forever.
Wow.
But you can see kind of trying to be sexy but fun. Yeah. Whereas you get past these into some of the other stuff, and there's definitely some stuff I've done that's just overt. But yeah, that's kind of the idea. And I draw different styles, but that's a few I have offhand. I'm not in a great functional state tonight. I'm still kind of freaking out about tomorrow. So
why are you freaking out about tomorrow? What's wrong?
Yeah, basically I have to start going in and getting testing done to see if I have Parkinson's. So.
Oh, that's not fun at all. At all. Let me see if I can. I'm going to screen share real quick. Oh my God, Jesse.
Jesse says, OMG, Jesse, when you said that Black Widow thing, you became Buffalo, Jesse, inadvertently or not. My voice is going right now, so I think I'm dropping. Naturally, when my voice starts to go, I start dropping into a lower register, and then eventually just sound like a tranny. So I guess I just was getting the vocal fry. Oh, I'm sorry, I can't say that word. Like a old slang term for words we don't use anymore for someone who, anyway. Point is, I can be Buffalo Jesse if you want me to be.
Buffalo Jesse.
It can be done.
I'm trying to share my screen.
Okay, there's a good picture of my face. I mean, there's a teacup in it. I feel like this is an acceptable picture of my face. What do you guys think? This is a good picture.
Oh, you look so cute.
Merman Dorbs. Let me send that to Mary. That was fun.
That is really cute. I like your face. I like your face. I'm gonna eat it. I'm just gonna fucking kidding. Ignore me.
I'm gonna tell her, put it on whoever you want. It's my cute face. I'm feeling cute. So there. You want to request level on Jesse? Just let me know. How does this sound?
Very gives me feelings below.
Does it make you uncomfortable?
No, it totally turns me on.
You're so into it, aren't you?
Yes.
Paper here.
Rosetta, this is turning you on.
No.
Really?
Killjoy. Oh my god. Okay.
Alright. SweetP.
Oh,
Wow.
girl. Okay, so this is one of mine. This is something I did. I think her face is just a little bit too long, and her forearms are just a little bit too big compared to her bicep area. But this is a picture I did, finally finished. It started out looking like a fucking joke, and then it turned into this, and I'm really proud of it. And the next one is my beautiful little pinup of her. There's a naked version of that, but I don't want to get the stream booted, but I love her. I think she's adorable. I love her little bustier and her booty just touching out like that. Totally into the face.
That's cute. I like her.
I think she's just a precious.
Aww.
I think she's just precious. And then we have.
About you, Athena?
That is really
Oh
cute.
shit!
Ooh,
That had a
yeah.
booby, had a titty.
Uh-oh. Well, don't draw attention to it. Come on.
I'm trying not to.
You're like, oh my god, this shit. Let me just circle it and highlight it.
Y'all don't even
Throw
know.
it
I
up and
love
put it front and center. Like, come
I
on,
love
it's a sketch. If you don't say anything, YouTube's not going to notice. There. Oh,
And this
there's
is
an
a
ad.
adult version.
Hey, but
This
it's a
is
man bun, so.
This is anatomy. This is basic anatomy. You can tell. You can still see the fucking like little things I used to try and fix it. It's not the best, but it's one of my favorites, and I'm enjoying it. There's others, but they're not done yet, and I don't feel like showing them.
I like his butt.
Oh God, I know. I fucking like it too.
It's one of those you just want to stick your hands on and grope.
Right? Like, I need to know what that feels like. I think you did a great job of capturing that texture. Because exactly. It's like, oh, I'll put my hands all over that.
But those are some of my things. I had more, but let me stop sharing my screen. Stop sharing. There it is right there. Okay, sorry for the inception moment, everybody, but that's some of my artwork that I'm very proud of. There's other stuff there, but a lot of it is, naked, and I forgot that one was naked. I think I'm
to apologize for the times I was giggling and making noise over you. Somebody is being very, very aggressive for attention.
We know how that goes. I got 4 of them. Earlier with Rosetta, right before you came in backstage, I was sitting next to Han, and he was like, I'm going to be your co-pilot. And I'm like, great. And then as soon as I started patting him, Pancake got jealous, came over, jumped on his head, and made him walk away. So, what a dick. What a dick.
Well, that, and I've got this memory issue with the computer we have to fix, and this old beat-up computer I need to get a new one of. So I've got a bit of a delay almost constantly. So everyone's having a glitch on it. So.
Yeah. Sorry. Pause. Right.
Oh, you're fine. Okay. But no, I just really enjoy drawing, and I'm happy that we get to share some stuff tonight,
I can't. I'm like, Jeff he was like, oh, you get super chats and don't be done. I'm like, I wanted you to be here because I was like, and then you guys can all talk about your processes and your this and your nerd stuff and whatever.
That's one of my drawings. Actually, the one that's on my avatar right now, I actually sold. It's going to be put in the mail tomorrow.
Oh, cool. Very nice.
Not bad. Not bad.
Sold it over on Samedi's channel, actually.
Oh, wow. What was the inspiration for this one?
Tool Belt Diva back on when I was a carpenter.
Ooh. I like the big titties.
Boobs. Everyone loves boobs. I love boobs.
No.
You need to check
See?
Okay, hold on. Apparently I need to check a text. Hold on.
Oh, I'll just tell you if you want your mute.
Oh, hold on 1 second.
The colors of them.
Oh wow! What do you use? What's your preferred
Mostly
color
Prisma
pencils? Prisma pencils. Prismas are good. I think they're a great college starter stuff. But I use I have some. I even have a whole fucking box. It's like I got it for Christmas. My Prisma color pencil set. But I use Faber-Castell mostly because Faber-Castell is like an oil-based lead, and then Prisma's wax, and I don't have the money for the garnish that you use to get rid of the wax, that filmy looking white stuff that comes over after you've layered for a certain amount of time on a picture when you're coloring it.
I've noticed one thing doing this with those. Most of the oil-based pencils start causing me fume issues, just like the markers do after a while.
The oil-based? No, Faber-Castell's pretty. Like, that's interesting. I had no idea.
I'm
That's
really sensitive to that stuff because I have multiple sensitivities. So, same reason why I don't use pens and markers often. When I do, it's just to highlight a tiny bit.
Right.
Going.
Makes sense.
So, if I'm going to be coloring for hours, I prefer as clean and non-scented as simple wax and stuff as I can get, just because it's easier to breathe.
Oh, no, I completely understand. Have you ever worked with Caran d'Ache color pencils?
I don't think so, but I'm still actually pretty new to them.
Hey guys, you're doing awesome. Hold down the foreframe for like 1 second. I love you guys.
You're fine.
So much.
You're fine.
Yeah, so no, Caran d'Ache is like another Prisma. They're also wax-based color pencils, I believe, and they're really, oh my God, they're so good. I was at a Michael's the other day, and I saw them on set, and I saw like 1 or 2 of them out of the display case, and I was just like, oh my God, I've always wanted to fucking use a Caran d'Ache pencil, and I did, and I was like, oh my God, I wished I had a lot of money so I could buy me like 172 set, because that's what I do whenever I want something, but I do think that it is important to realize that you may have, like, you can have all like the bougie, so-called bougie color pencils and products, like a fucking Cintiq or stuff like that. But I've seen artists that have taken a crazy art crayon and a piece of manila paper and then drawn a goddamn masterpiece. So it's really just about your skill level as an artist versus actually, what sort of things that you have,
I have found is true for really detailed stuff is that I love having the Prisma, even the very thin, because of the type of pencils there, even their harder line, they're more sensitive than others. If I'm really wanting to get really micro lines on stuff, and I don't want to use the pens and markers because my breathing's not good that day, get the cheapest pencils you can. They're usually hard as rocks. And they'll add those detail lines to soft blends.
Oh, yeah. Also, another thing, too, is like, a lot of people need to realize when you start coloring something, it's about layering. And so Prisma is really great with layering. You could have like a black out your fucking paper and then use, there you go right there. Prisma, looks great. I don't ever not Prisma. I think Prisma is really, really a great brand, though I think that their quality has decreased over the years. You can always tell by the way the lead is centered on the back of them. If it's not centered right, then it's more likely to break, and that's why a lot of people have an issue with it. I don't know if you've noticed, like when when you sharpen them right, they'll break sometimes.
I haven't had much issues with that with the kits that I've gotten, but it's been more with them. I will find if you want a similar blend and you want it to work, but you don't want the it to break or chip as often, not quite be quite as soft, but still work as soft tip. I've also found that the higher end of Hobby Lobby's brand, the Master's Touch, has really good pencils.
Oh, Master's Touch is not bad. Yes, Miss Jessie.
So, breaking news. Jeff's going to be coming here in a second, and he's going to fill you guys in on a little bit of it. For some people may or may not have caught the end of the High Council when some interesting things may or may not have gone down. And so...
I'll be back in a minute.
Ooh, okay. Okay.
Oh,
I hope she's all right.
Yeah, I hope so too.
Are you okay?
But no, that's okay. We were talking about. Oh, you're fine, honey.
Oh my God. Fun. Holy shit. Okay. So, should I invite Anna on?
No, she's not fine.
That's fine.
What happened? I'm
okay.
so curious to know.
Well, shit just went down live on the High Council, so
I'll my phone on the charger so it doesn't. It's 3%, and then I'll tell.
Since it's up and it's out there, and y'all are gonna see it if you'd like to hear. If you'd like to hear what happened, you're about to find out.
So while I don't have context for everything on air, Becca and Tom had a huge blow up, and so pretty much I have to figure out what's going on with the restructuring of the show, but that iteration's dead.
Yeah.
What the? Damn.
Yep.
Say what?
Yep. Tom and Mecca just threw down on the High Council.
It's on the show. It's not like, oh, they're spreading drama. Rumor did happen, like on the air. What? Oh my God! You told everybody about this fight. No, it happened on a fucking show where tens of thousands of people are gonna watch. Like,
yep.
Everyone would have known about it originally. That's really sad. I hate it when people fight like that.
I'll tell you guys what I told everybody. I'm not involved with your fight. I'm not involved with the drama. I like you both. You got to work it out on your own. I don't play sides. So.
Amen, Jeff.
Yeah, because I like both of them a lot. Tom's the first person I met in person.
What am I going to say?
So here's what I will say is that I have some context and some feelings about this. And tune into the Matriarchy tomorrow. It's on Anna's channel. I'm not going to derail this whole show for drama tonight because I love you guys and we have a great show to do. And it's not my place to start diving into all this stuff, especially happen on your channel. It's, I don't want to.
Well, they work.
I have a video coming out. I'm just gonna put out videos and operate like everything's fine. Like
everything's fine.
Yeah, I'm like gonna talk to you forever.
What's up? Oh, like to me, that was like that's their thing. Like, why do I have to be dragged in? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I hear you.
I treat them both the same.
Oh, I'm gonna let you read this one from Emily because I think you'll actually appreciate it.
I'm really excited for my next odd top secret. Do you need the Brie Larson womp womp button?
I really do.
Womp womp womp.
Button that's not going to help me in this situation. Oh, look who it is. Look who it is. MJ1 Media. What's up, Mega Jetty? Hi, Jesse. Jeff Rosetta SweetP. Did my first Twitch stream today. Whoa.
Congratulations, dude.
So how's your day? Hashtag Mary Jane is hot.
Mary Jane is hot.
A good question.
Hashtag redheads rule. Not that I'm biased or anything.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't dyed my hair in like half a year, and this is my actual natural red here, other than what's sun bleached.
Very cool. I'm a blondie. I used to have black hair. I had a fucking Karen cut and everything with black hair.
I had a joke, which is just simply because they make all the jokes about different hair colors and stuff, and redheads are soulless and blondes are dumb and stuff like that. So I made a joke a while back when guys wouldn't stop with the jokes with that for a while. I said, okay, so you know the difference between a blonde and a redhead, right? And they looked at me, what? Well, you see, a redhead is just a blonde who hasn't had the fire fucked out of him yet. Yeah. And the whole group just stopped looking and looked at me like, and didn't know what to say.
I don't currently.
Speechless.
Well, Jeff, this is my first time actually getting to sit down and talk with you. How are you, sir? It's so good to see you.
It's great to see you too. I wish it was under like after a more exciting stream. Like, hey, this is I'm really excited to meet you though.
I understand completely. I'm sorry that happened. Hopefully they work it out.
Yeah, like I said, I am not involved. I don't really.
I wouldn't hold my breath.
Oh well.
But anyway, it was nice to meet you finally, SweetP, like this. I've heard you. Weren't you on a Live It call once? Like, were you able to talk? So I remember that, and then a couple other like times you guys have streamed or talked to each other. So yeah, it's nice to be on a stream. And Rosetta, it's good to see you again as always.
Mm-hmm. Nice to see you too. It's nice to see you too. But no, I was just very excited to talk about art. It's one of my favorite things in the fucking world. It's something that saved my life and given me purpose. And I think it's important to try and preserve it instead of allowing these sorts of types of, certain someone's trample all over it, disgrace it, and, fix other people's art, which I think is fucking tacky, no matter what the context is. That's just me personally. But no, I'm very excited to talk about my process. But to be fair, it's kind of whack. But I'll do my best.
Well, the thing is, most of us just make up the shit as we go. The thing is, I looked at all these art videos, all these how-tos, all these tutorials and stuff, and I went, yeah, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. So I picked like a teeny bit of each one, and somewhere in there is my style, which is this cross between realism and 50s to 70s pop art. It works for me.
But I've been getting into like the theories of art that I always would skip years ago because I'm like, I just want to draw Spider-Man doing cool shit and make it look real. But like I bought a book on action, and then I've been watching like not comic art videos. I've been watching technical ones, how to use this iPad, but I've been watching like traditional mastery kind of art stuff. And
I love those.
I guess 007 Cloud liked Rosetta's comment.
I'll go make some more redhead.
I'm gonna go make more blondes out of redheads.
There you go.
God's work, sir. God's work. Thank you for the super chat.
I was actually going to say that's the thing with me is that all I was ever told is you're not going to do anything that takes a lot of detail with your hands. There's nerve damage from the fingers all the way up into the spine from the seizures and tremors and neuromuscular issues and stuff. And so, of course, I'm a photographer and an artist because fuck what people tell me I can do. So now that I'm looking at, maybe I am developing Parkinson's and I didn't get the test done, and I told my husband and if I have it, fuck him, I'm still going to keep working. I ain't going to stop.
Well, I hope that's true, but also be careful. I wouldn't want you to hurt yourself, or overdo yourself in a, bad way. Though, granted, my mom's kind of like that too. The doctor could tell her that she needed to stay in a wheelchair for her whole life, and she wouldn't fucking do it. She'd walk around with a cane.
My dad was told he would be in a wheelchair by the time he was 30. By the end of the year, and by 30, he wouldn't be alive. That was in his 20s when I was a baby. My dad is 62. He still hikes in the mountains on his walker with multiple types of muscular dystrophy. And mountain climbs using the walker to go up the skate.
Legend.
See, ain't none of this shit gonna keep you guys down. We were out.
That was the moment. Is I looked at this and said, "Yeah, the odds are high you've got Parkinson's." I looked at my husband and said, "Great, we need to go back up Crazy Horse just so I can say I did it with fucking Parkinson's." Then, if this is true.
Yeah, I think that's an accurate way to do it. SweetP, any books or schools of thought or things that particularly influenced you early on or now or whenever?
I hate to say it, but it was fucking anime that got me into drawing. I saw
You're one of those.
Yeah, I'm one of those. I am sadly one of those people who learned from a Christopher Hart book.
That name breaks my heart. No pun intended.
No, me too. I am so I wish I would have gone back in time and ripped that shit out of my little 12-year-old hands and put some Andrew Loomis in there. And that way I wouldn't have been stuck the way I was. And so I have had to go back. That's the thing with self-taught artists I've noticed, or, the people that learn from books or anime, is that people, tend to emulate another person's style instead of adapting your own, which is what you learned by doing the fundamentals and stuff like that. So I had to go back and fucking relearn that stuff. And I'm still relearning it. But, there is something that did. I finally, found a Loomis book and then I read it. And then also I wanted to just improve because I felt like I'd just been stopped. I was stagnated in what I was doing. My anatomy was bad, my motion was bad, everything. And I did not understand why I wasn't improving. So I too took to the internet to see what I could do. And there were other artists saying, well, this is why. And this is important to learn these things. That way your art can improve. That's why I really do. Some stuff I just, kind of push off to the side, that's basically subjective, but I do believe there are objective qualities and standards within art that people are trying to get rid of right now. And everyone's just kind of pussifying artists in the sense. But I think one of my favorite books that helped me was a book by Michael Hampton. It's called Figure Drawings, Design and Invention. And this is it right here. It's awesome for movement. It's got all sorts of tips. Anatomy, motion, stuff like that. It really helped me, try to learn something from my art because I was very unhappy with it. But now I'm happy with it again. So it's starting to become work in progress.
I'm trying to remember which one that was. My husband got me a book recently that was on just to learn some of the curvature of movement of anatomy since I'm doing these pinups and stuff. And one of them was they had this pose of this nude girl. You're supposed to try to do your closest you can to this exact drawing as part of the lesson, and it's her standing with the legs bent just so backwards with the chest there and stuff. And somehow I did as much as I could on keeping the main parts of the drawing consistent with theirs, and then she turned it into a very big-butted, big-busted, naked cat girl. But the fundamentals were still the same.
Well, no, I just wanted to improve my stuff because I wanted to, I wanted to see the stuff that I want. You know, you draw what you want to see, right? And you don't really see it from other, or you get inspired by other artists, you know, and definitely, you know, like to learn from different people, because I think, you know, a lot of artists have something to share.
I like your outlook on all of this. Like, that's what I've been getting into this week, actually, because, you know, the comic's over. I've achieved that. I'm done. But I'm always wanting to, I want to make the next one, but I want to change it up a little in terms of the art, because I drew that book 3 years ago. I don't draw like that anymore.
Right.
I've been getting into like weird art theory of movement, but then I've been looking into training my brain. You know, Mobius, the guy, Jean Giraud, he did all the heavy metal stuff. He taught this guy in America his like empty brain trick. So I'll send you a video, because it's hard to explain it. But basically, you shut your mind up and you just start drawing, and you don't think about what you're drawing, and you just draw all over the page, and you just keep going. And basically, it represents your mind's eye. Like, it's what your brain sees, but it doesn't know how to like convey that through words. So you do this exercise, and it helps open your brain for when you actually sit down to draw anything, you're like really keyed in. Because I'm like, I don't draw well when I'm angry, or I don't draw well when I have a million things on my mind. So it's
neither do I.
Where I wake up. But that's why I used to draw so early in the morning, because it's like, oh, I'm up at 6 a.m., nothing's going on. I start drawing, I'm so deep into it, I can't fuck it up. But these exercises, they sound boring, but they're really fascinating to like, in theory. I suggest everybody check them out. Even if you don't draw or want to draw professionally, it's a cool way to figure some shit out about yourself.
Yeah, please send that to me, because I love any form of people trying to better themselves in their craft, you know, with their writing, because I believe that no art is above critique and everyone can improve. And I also believe that art is something that you never really stop learning from at all. Agreed. And, you know, I've found that I'm the same way. I can't draw when I'm angry. I can't draw when I have a lot on my mind. It's just, I can't focus. So what I do, instead of getting up early in the morning, I stay awake really late. There's nobody to bother me. It's quiet. It's peaceful, totally zen. And then I can fucking go and then have fun with it. And then enjoy what I'm doing. Because, you know, you as an artist, you probably realize, you know, sometimes you're like, I just don't fucking like my art. Like, you never like what you do, but other people don't see that. Like, I know I'm that way. I'm just like, I fucking hate my artwork. But there are other times I really love it, because it's freeing and it makes me feel happy to do it. And plus, I want to be able to draw my own stuff and make my own sort of like graphic novel, you know, but I want to do it my way. Don't really want to go down the traditional comic book route of like the scan pages and color stuff, you know. That's what I'm trying to say.
I'm in a weird place where I want to experiment, but I also don't want to alienate, if that makes sense.
Right.
So I'm trying to just add motion to my figures is really what I'm in the process of. Like, if my book was closer, I'd show it to you. But like, I'm fascinated by the curvature of people. Like, I'll watch them stand in public. I'm like, your legs go this way, and then your calves go like that. And it's like, I'm so into the process that I'm like trying to look at everything. But the cool thing is, it's not like I'm sound like some weird art hippie, like, oh, the thought. I go sit down and put it on paper, and it's actually working right away. Like, I even said to you, Jesse, look at this. It looks like it's moving. It's like it's
true. No, I was even saying, it's like, oh, you can tell, you can see the angles, the arcs, and all that stuff.
Oh God, yeah. There's a lot of, basically after you've learned anatomy, you figure out it's just shapes. It's all shapes, triangles, circles, and squares. That's all it is. And then you figure out how to move that and make illusions. Like, I feel like there's lots of ways to make movement, you know, like with the wind. Like, you could have a still photo of somebody just kind of standing with the slightest divot in their hips, you know, this horizontal look, and it makes them look like they're walking. And then you have the wind blowing against their coattails or something, like the hair and stuff like that. Just all the magic of making something move just really fucking gets me going. So it's something that, you know, I feel like a lot of artists today, or not a lot of artists, but there's certain types of artists, we've all seen them, the that's my style artists, you know. If you don't like it, don't look at it. For me, it's like, there's a difference between stylized anatomy and then you're just bad at anatomy, you know, and you don't want to learn it. So it's understandable why, because it's hard. But, you know, when you learn it, you know, you can do a lot of things with it, and you can really start to convey what you're thinking, because it is about what you're feeling. Art is supposed to provoke emotion. It's okay. I mean, art's supposed to elicit an emotion out of you. I mean, that's what art's supposed to do. And some people just don't know how to like grab, you know, or put emotion in their picture. You know, that's one I've noticed. It seems there's like a lack of experience, or an unwillingness to learn, which is something that I find very offensive sometimes. So whenever people will not learn and they're just sort of like, oh, well, I draw every day and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, well, yeah, you're drawing every day, but you're still drawing the same stuff you were. So that's why you're not improving. You're doing these bad habits. Now we all know why, you know, the art teacher said, stop fucking drawing anime, you know?
I tried to draw anime style when people would ask me. I could never get it. Like, you ever meet somebody that could mimic Dragon Ball Z perfectly, but they couldn't draw anything else?
Dude, everybody I knew in high school could do that. They could draw like this anime shit to a fucking T, and they could not draw a dog or like a human.
They couldn't. They just knew the Goku faces and stuff.
Well, they're very simple. They're very angular. Oops, I hit my mic. They're very angular. I had a boss that did that. I'm like, look at your shitty ass Dragon Ball Z art. Let me just scoot over. Let me show you something. But no, it's very easy to do Dragon Ball art. Like, I can't do it, you know, and I learned from anime, but I'm sorry I did, but also not sorry at the same time, because it did get me into artwork and then it sent me on a path and things like that. But yeah, no, I don't like the Dragon Ball Z style. I fucking hate Dragon Ball Z in general. Sorry out there, DBZ nerds. The shit's getting out of control. You like Dragon Ball Z?
Enough. Honestly, I'm not bothered by any criticism of anything I like so don't even feel like, oh, but Dragon Ball Z I loved at one point in time. I don't watch it anymore. I was joking on my Sunday morning show on Patreon. I was like, I'm looking at the toy store. I really want these Dragon Ball Z figures since I have one. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to get into Dragon Ball Z. So I like Goku enough to buy a high-end action figure 2 times, regular and Super Saiyan, and that's it. That's as much as I like Dragon Ball Z.
Now I was deeply entrenched in DBZ when I was about 17 or 16, around that time. And I always really preferred the Frieza saga, Android saga, and stuff like that's a full, like, to me, that's where it should have ended. That's where it should have ended.
Saga is the best. That whole Planet Namek shit was amazing.
I know, and the Dragon Balls were like huge. I was like, I like that. That's more aesthetically pleasing to me. But I definitely, anime isn't influenced though. But there are also some animes out there that are fucking wildly, wildly amazing with their animation, especially if you get like, fucking Ninja Scroll or Berserk or anything like that.
We have Berserk. Listener sent me that, remember?
Oh my god. Which version? Is it the 97 version?
It's the book, actually. It's a big leather-bound edition. It's beautiful.
Oh my gosh, it's awesome. It's definitely not for the faint of heart. It makes Game of Thrones look like the Care Bears, and I'm not joking. I'm not joking.
I watched the scene where the thing was biting onto the guy's hand with the sword, and he was like trying to rip his arm off, trying to fight the monster or something.
Bro,
See, that I saw that out of context. I was like, what am I watching? It was late at night on Facebook. I'm like, I have to finish this clip. Because you ever watch something and you're like,
yeah, all
right, I'm really into this. And then you tap it and you're like, how much longer is left? And there's a lot. And you're like, I'm in.
You're like, all right, cool. I guess we're settling down for the next 47 minutes.
I'd buy that movie if the thing is, I didn't know what it was at first. And then I explained it on a show. And I think it might have been 007 Cloud because he's a huge Berserk fan. He might have been the guy that sent it.
I want to try. Two people were telling me that. She was like, this might crush your soul. And I was like, I want it.
It fucking gave me a complex, okay? It did. I watched it. I was too young to see it. That fucking last episode, I couldn't sleep at night. I was like, I am so traumatized by this. I can't believe this did this to me. But it's very profound. It's very deep. It's very thoughtful. I would avoid watching the recent new reboot of it where it's like CGI anime, which I'm very not a fan of. I think they can do it, but whatever. But if you ever wanted to watch it, I would recommend 97. It's fun to watch. Or if you have the Berserk book, then go ahead.
Well, 007 Cloud. Yeah, I'm reading this because he's recommendations. Words, super chats, things I can English. 007 Cloud says, I can draw Dragon Ball Z and other anime styles. I can also draw realistic. Have you seen my Clint Eastwood Gran Torino charcoal drawing? I have not. Where do we find this?
He's my Facebook friend. If you want to send it to me, my phone's charging right now, but before we go off the stream, I'll go over and check it because I got to get drinks in a few minutes. So, yeah, man, just shoot me some messages on Facebook. We're buddies. So
he also said, as soon as it's for Berserk, I recommend Jeff to see the 1997 show for you on Netflix.
We'll watch it. It's on Netflix.
Let's put it on the list.
We should watch it at night after we've listened to a Mystery Nightmare video.
Oh my God, yes.
Oh, I love Mr. Nightmare.
We listen in the dark.
Berserk is Schwarzenegger in Army of Darkness.
I can't wait to
That's
show you.
a pretty.
Oh, Andrew Miguel! Thanks from Dragon Ball Z blows. SpongeBob is a masterpiece.
I would rather take a dental drill to the temple than fucking watch SpongeBob whine.
I fucking love SpongeBob. I can't not love SpongeBob.
It's one of those many things that's so popular with some people, and his voice literally makes me want to murder somebody.
Yeah, you got another Mr. Nightmare fan. No, I'm with you. I just find him obnoxious. And Patrick is an idiot.
We should watch Lazy Masquerade. He's got a British voice.
Oh, yeah.
That sounds good. I like it.
If I wanted to listen to a British voice, I'd just talk to Richard and Will more.
Thank you, RJ Oldenburg. Spush Han does have lovely yellow
He's
arms.
a good boy.
I'm just... You said British voice. I'm sitting there going, please, my second in charge I'm usually backstage with when I'm not streaming with is British. Can I get a non-British voice for a while?
No, it's not. Jeff, if
No
you could choose
more
one thing without me,
Brits.
it would make me British.
No more Brits.
They can just do a good accent. That's all. I don't need you to actually be British.
Although I will say, if you've ever actually talked with Will in voice chat, Will has the smooth, debonair British voice. Richard, you kind of could tell, is the grew up more in the sticks of England. It's kind of got that slurred redneck Brit voice.
Wouldn't they call that the northern people from the north, like northern Britain? Isn't that like no, or is it like southern Britain?
Actually, Will's more northern. Richard's more southern.
Okay. I don't know the difference. They all fucking.
I didn't know the difference until I ended up. I don't know what happened. A few months ago, I started going through my analytics and found out that almost 60% of my viewers are British.
Uh-huh.
Have you guys
how this happened?
Have you guys seen Tucker and Dale vs. Evil?
Yes, I fucking love
Great
that
movie.
movie. Yes, it's great.
10 out of 10.
Oh my
10
god!
out of fucking 10, bruh. Yeah.
College kids.
They're just trying to help, and it's just coming across.
They just started killing themselves. Oh my god!
I fucking get it, man. I love it, bruh. Shit.
Much.
I really.
Ooh! Did you guys go through the diversity checklist thing at all?
A little bit.
Did you want to answer some questions off of? Do you guys want to test your privilege? So this is what? This is the
You're like, okay, I read this.
Let's have fun.
Let's
All right.
do it.
This is apparently I can't open it from there, so I'm just gonna go back and open it from here. Whatever. Oh yeah, I can't open things that I download from Twitter for some reason. But everybody sent me no, it's over here. Literally everybody sent me a copy of this. Here we go. Sharon.
Let me see. I want to see what this is.
I'll just do it like this, so I don't accidentally show you guys my Twitter messages. No. Whatever. Okay, we'll just.
Well, at least half of the shit I say to you, they wouldn't see that way because it's all in text anymore.
Never mind. I thought I was going to open the image in a new tab, but apparently I was wrong. There we go. That's what I wanted to do. That's what I wanted to do. Okay. Ignore my meanness.
If you're going to do this as a group, can you give me about 4 minutes? I got to deal with something really quick. I just heard in the other room.
Yeah, take your time.
We'll start when I get back. Yay, thank you.
Well, we're waiting, SweetP. I'm super excited. I'm going over to the iPad and going to get Procreate.
I want to use Procreate so bad.
I'll be right back.
So bad. Like I've seen. Okay, Joseph. I've seen people use Procreate, and it looks like it's a lot of fun. It also looks like it's a lot better for like doing comics and stuff like that versus Photoshop. What do you use? Do you use Photoshop right now, or?
I've been using an old program called Manga Studio Pro EX or some shit from 2008 or 2012, whatever. It's from 08.
Dude, I fucking know what you're talking about. I had a friend who used that thing, and it's not bad. It's a good program. It's just dated right now, and I think you've earned yourself a little improvement.
Hey, it made Stealing Solo. That's the thing. That program got me through everything. Luckily, I have. Here's the thing. I like that book because it gets to show, like, yeah, I'm going to move into a new medium, but I got better with it as I went on. I'm looking forward to use Procreate for that natural feel because I want to get really deep into inking, but Manga Studio has shit ink brushes. It's just too dated. So I kind of went ham. They had this one place called Retro Studio Supplies. I bought these brushes for Procreate. I don't even have the iPad yet. It's not out. I got the new one. Like when it gets here, I'll have a pencil and this iPad and all these brushes, and I'm just going to spend a week because
learning it.
Yeah, because what's going to happen is we're going out of town over the summer. I want to work on my next comic on the road so I don't really miss anything. So I want to get myself acclimated with this program so I can produce the next book and have another campaign by the end of the year.
That sounds amazing. I will definitely, definitely root for you to do that. But yeah, Procreate is one of those things I've seen. I want to use it, but I have like a laptop and it's an Apple thing, but it's like I would immediately get an iPad just to use Procreate, and I wouldn't use it for anything else. And also another thing too, when you mentioned that, the Manga Studio program made Stealing Solo, I was telling Rosetta earlier that, it doesn't really matter what program you have. I mean, yeah, sure. But I've seen like, you can have like all the bougiest fucking colored pencils or programs and all these things, these artsy fartsy, tuitive fucking things that you use to draw a nice picture. But I've seen some artists take a fucking crazy art crayon and a piece of manila paper and turn out a masterpiece. So it's really just about your skill level and your dedication. So I think more power to you for using something like that to make a product. And it's all about your skill, and that shows your skills as an artist. And I think that's great.
Well, thank you.
Well, Phil Booty says I still use Microsoft Paint, so it works great.
Hey, you know what?
When I was in grade school, Phil, I tried to use Microsoft Paint to make my James Bond Die Another Day DVD match the other James Bonds. But I didn't have Photoshop at the time, so I was trying to use Microsoft Paint. Nope. That computer's gone. I'd love to see my attempts. I used to scan it in at the highest resolution and try to cut it out and shit. No Microsoft Paint. I'm sorry.
No, Microsoft Paint. Yeah, I think that's probably the one thing. Maybe, but I've seen some artists do some, but they have fucking skills for days, and they're probably like in their 40s and they know what they're doing. But I've seen people turn out some shit on Microsoft Paint. Not me. I'm not one of those people. I can't do that. I'm sorry. I'm not that great. But no, I was just admiring your artwork. I love, like, sometimes I'll show like my friends, I'm like, this is my friend's boyfriend's artwork, and he's like super talented. And I don't know, I just like showing off really great art, and I think you're a great artist, Jeff. So it's nice.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I feel weird because I always was like, yeah, I do YouTube and kind of art on the side, and like I love to draw. I'm just really happy the book was a success the way it was, and now that people know that I do this. Because that was the weird part, SweetP. So many people, when they would interview me, be like, who wrote and drew your book? I'm like, I did all of it. And they're like, oh, we didn't know you drew it as well. I'm like, yeah. So, like, it's the part of the process I like the most. And it's the part I'm, like, excited to evolve. Because Empire, in many ways, is technically better than the first Star Wars movie. So, you can always grow, even if you think something's great, which I'm very not, like, into... I like my own work, but I don't go, oh, it's the best thing I ever drew. Like I'll go like,
yeah, I know, right?
There's one page in the comic where I go, I like this page because I got the perspective perfect because I used the grid and all that. I was like, it's right. This fucking washing machine is perfect. It looks like it's got depth, like shit like that.
Well, Andy McCallum says I'm Picasso when it comes to finger painting. Well, I relate, dude.
I fucking hate Picasso.
So,
I do find him one of the more overrated artists that everyone totes is awesome.
I only feel that way about his most popular stuff, about his, what is it, what it is, whatever it is, and all that. I actually think his early stuff, like his Blue Period and all that, is really nice. I mean,
hey, Jeff, real quick.
Hello.
Hey, what's up? How you doing?
Not too bad.
Why don't you get your head down so you don't look like you're being chopped off? Okay. I didn't say that there.
I mean, you didn't say when to stop, so.
Love you too. Go get some rest, sweetie.
Yeah.
How late is it where you guys are?
18 years.
18 years.
We haven't killed each other yet.
It's amazing.
Tomorrow is 18
Go
years.
sleep.
Nice. Well, congratulations. Happy early 18 years.
They're too busy practically fucking on camera.
Kirby says, get a room.
Oh,
What did I
whoa!
tell you?
Oh, hey.
See, everyone thinks Rosetta's the bad one. She's the innocent one by comparison.
I guess I've seen that now firsthand.
I mean, look, she's the one getting embarrassed here. He's the one just feeling her up on camera. You don't even feel me up like that on camera.
Look at him running off.
Actually, I'm pretty sure you have.
I mean, I have. Oh no!
But you know what I like about Picasso the best? I like his simple line phase. That's my favorite Picasso phase. It was the end
That
of
is true.
his career when he got into doing these just little like doves and shit, these really basic pastel colors, simple lines and all that. I thought those were really lovely. So
I dig it. Like, you know,
dropping my art knowledge, my little bit of art knowledge.
We got to go to the museum.
All the comments about motorboating and porn and clitoris and Christmas goose is why I'm going to smack my husband later.
Wait, Christmas goose? What does?
Yeah, where does that one?
I've never heard of Christmas goose.
Because one of the scenes he did was reach back and grab my rear. So they're making a goosing joke.
I see.
Oh, I don't know.
We're too young for that. We're for such phraseology. Actually, the only reason I think I'm even familiar with the term goosing as that is because of a Kurt Vonnegut short story. It's in one of his little dirty poems in the story. Something.
No, I think it's just regional because there's still a lot of young people I know that use that.
Statues in the dark. If Sherman's horse can take it, so can you. That's the poem. It's a good poem. Emily says, Jesse, would you like to meet my fiance? Duh. I mean, the man you're choosing to marry, I would like to vet him properly for you. Thank you. Not in a scary way, but you know.
Chilly.
He is RJ. As it says, we're just hitting 18 years since our first date. Few weeks here, I'll be 15 years married. We're used to each other.
Just a lot. And Philip Booty says,
You were 12 when I started dating him.
Ooh, I have an Instagram with some of the things I have made. The images should be getting better when I stop using hashtag potato cam. There's a light box. Phil, the leather guy. All right. We're going to all look up Phil, the leather guy. I'm going to go follow him. I can just do that in my browser and then just share him with you guys.
There you go.
So, Jeff, what made you get into drawing in the first place? Was it comic books or was it something else, you think?
Ooh. As a little kid, I would draw with my mom. He would just kind of sit there. Actually, my Uncle Ken, the one who I never really talk about, he was my favorite uncle. He passed away like 7 years ago at this point. When I was super little, he would sit down and just try to draw circles with me because he would always say, called me Peanut. He's like, oh, Peanut, I'm so proud that you do art. I remember drawing with you as a little kid. So he always took great pride in that. So I always try to tell that story. But I was always into art. My mom always fostered reading, art, all kinds of stuff like that. So I had access to tons of children's books, and I would try to draw what was in those or draw Power Rangers with coloring stuff. So I was like every kid. But when I got serious about it was when that Spider-Man movie was coming out a couple months beforehand. I was like, I really like Spider-Man. I'm excited this movie's coming out. I want to make comic books. So my mom bought me How to Draw Comics the Marvel Way, and I took it serious. I got notebooks that I would sit and try to do the shit. I didn't really read the fucking book. That's the problem. I would have been better had I.
No, I never fucking read the books either. I always just drew what was in them. I swear to God. It's like, I don't care. I just want to draw. Like, I don't want to read this shit.
You know what has helped my brain?
What?
SweetP? I've been watching people do the art techniques on YouTube. This guy named David Finch is a DC artist. And I've been picking up so much because I'm watching how his hand does the gesture and how I'm supposed to mimic the line. And I go, oh, I'm just doing this. And then my brain starts piecing everything together by just watching it done one time. I'm really happy that I'm like, I can do that now.
I know. It's like, that's what I love about, figure study. I think I had a modicum of like decent understanding of fluidity and movement. Like I've just managed to be able to do that. Not extremely well, but I mean, I was still able to capture movement, whereas some of my other friends, they still had the kind of the stiffness too. So something I guess I must have picked up somewhere. I don't know where the hell it was, but I always wanted to try and make things move and capture something beautiful. And I got that from like comic books and anime and stuff like that. And so we all start somewhere. And I'm the same way. It's like, look at somebody else's process and you might pick up a thing or two from them and make your artwork better. And I think that's awesome. I started learning from Proco. I don't know if you've seen Proco on YouTube.
That's who I was watching today from the art exercise video. That's the Proco video.
Proco is, I know him as Proco. I don't fucking know.
Sorry to interrupt real quick. I was just scrolling through Phil's work here. So if you guys want to check that out, that's Phil, the leather guy right there.
I like that round one that he had. Can you go that one real quick?
Did, yeah. That,
it looked like a Swiss roll.
That was cool.
That's cool as shit, dude.
Oh, I love that. I totally get something like that. It looks like, it reminds me of one of those little beds or like a, something you see like in a cowboy saddle or something, you know?
Oh God, yes. That's perfect. I would utilize all of these things. These are all my style.
That's cool.
This one's very my style. Yeah, all of these things. Very cool. And then Emily says, I can send you his email so we can say hi live. You might as well see the man I'm marrying. Dear God, what are you going to put this man through? Should we vet Emily's fiance live on air?
Oh, no, don't do that poor guy.
No, give him.
Jesse needs to test drive your ride for you.
Oh, God, don't phrase it like that. That's gross.
Not his words, not mine, or hers. I don't know. I liked your enthusiasm. It reminded, the way you said that reminded me of Willy Wonka. Oh, no, don't do that. You're like, oh, no, don't do that.
Stop, come back.
No, stop.
No, stop, come back. Don't do that.
Man,
Willy Wonka they're like, do it. Let me enjoy the view. Hey, you dumbass. This is really what he's thinking.
We're like, oh, this is hopeless. They're not going to come back. Whatever. But no, that's up to you. If you want to have Mr. Eye Test Steam on, then that's up to you, Miss Dusty.
Well, he says he's about to pass out. Maybe we'll meet another time. We're keeping you on standby for that link, though. All right, so
just change your email address, change your name, change your fingerprint, your hair color. Just run away. Just don't do the stream.
We're not going to put you through it while you're this tired. However, perhaps, I don't know, next Tuesday or something, would you and your lady perhaps like to make an appearance? I have an unbooked stream. So, in the
listen to Jeff when he says right away, this is not going to go well for you. Jesse is evil.
You can't
take it from somebody who knows her well.
You cannot escape it whether you like it or not. All right, guys, how privileged are you? How many boxes? Let's see. Check off all the statements that apply to you. More checks equal more privilege.
I am white. I have never been discriminated against because of my skin color. Well, I mean, now today, I have been mocked for. I have never been mocked.
Oh, I have been that first one. Sorry, I am still technically mixed, whether I have an albinoism or not.
Only 50% of us are technically white on this panel, so there you
go. Yeah, I've been made fun of for my accent. People think I sound like a dumbass because I'm Texas.
I have dealt with more discrimination from fellow minorities for being a pale-skinned minority. So yeah, I have, and yes, I have been the only person in my race in a room many times. Do you know
I've been the only person
natives you have in some places?
I have been the only person in my race in a room many times, actually. It's not that uncomfortable, but it's probably me just saying that because I'm white. I have never been a victim of violence because of my race. That's like most people just have never been a victim of violence. Period. So like,
and I can't even check that one.
Jeff,
I'm not you.
Have you ever been a victim of violence because of your race?
No, I've never been a victim of violence.
Well, you're privileged, Jeff. You are so privileged because you have never been a victim of violence.
Because I'm not a small guy.
I've never been called a racial. Actually, no, I have been called racial slurs, Jewish slurs and stuff, and I've also been called. It doesn't count if I've been called like slurs for being gay, even though I'm not.
What about the phrase asshole?
Like I've been gay bashed.
Is that a slur?
I guess I've been gay bashed repeatedly my entire life without ever having, to be.
I have never been called a racial slur. I haven't. I've never been told I sound white. I have been told that.
Literally, the only thing so far on this list that I can actually check is that I'm heterosexual. So what's that?
A stranger has never asked to touch my hair or asked if it was real. Bro. If that counts as privilege, do you know how many people ask to touch my hair? Ask me if it's real.
This girl, when I was in grade school, used to want to feel my hair. I was like, all right, an older girl wants to touch my head. I'm gonna go with yes.
Probably because she was racist.
I don't know, but
see, I didn't realize that was a thing. I used to ask people to touch if I could touch their hair all the time because I'm very tactile. I like touching people's hair. And then some black guy got pissed off at me. He was like, no, you can't. That's racist. I'm like, but I just asked 4 other white guys if I could touch their hair first. And now I'm asking you. It would be more racist for me not to ask you. So now I just don't ever get to touch anyone's hair anymore because I'm like, well, I can't only ask the white people because that's racist, but I also apparently can't ever ask the black people because that's also racist. So,
wait, I have to point out something on the other side of the page here, because literally saying that your parents are alive or married is privilege. That is one of the most racist bullshit things ever if they're trying to do this whole white privilege shit.
What the fuck?
Because they're assuming your parents are divorced or dead if you're a minority. That's fucking racist as hell.
My dad died when I was 5 years old.
Like,
guess what? My dad's
that?
native. The average lifespan in the tribe because of the res conditions is 46. My dad's still around. Fuck you.
This is the kind of shit too, where it's like, you know, my or your parents still. Oh, you are privileged to have 2 parents. No, that's just regular. We need to stop treating things that are regular as privilege. Like, it's like the whole thing is it's regular. Everyone wants to say you have privilege, let's take it away from you, rather than going, no, that's just being a regular person. Is like having 2 parents, not being the victim of violence. These things are not privilege. They are normal. If other people don't have them, that sucks. And we should work to make sure everybody has them, not work to take them away from some people so that other people can have them.
Wait. What the fuck is with the whole I've never had an addiction bullshit? Are they literally trying to tie addiction to race or gender now?
So it's like, oh, not having an addiction is privilege, but so you're saying that you're more likely to be addicted. I thought the whole point was to try to say that the incarceration rates are bullshit because you're not more likely to be on drugs if you're this type of person. But now you're trying to say you are more likely to be addicted to drugs if you're a certain type of person?
The one that just says I'm a man is pretty much bullshit.
Literally,
what the fuck?
Okay, my parents are still together and alive.
I am a man.
I've not been an addict. And I'm heterosexual.
How is
there
that?
You go.
Privilege?
You have all of me on this list that you can actually check off. Guess what? They still call me privileged constantly just because I don't toe the line to their woke bullshit.
Wait, never attempting suicide is privilege?
No.
This is stupid.
I have privilege. I have the privilege of never having tried to kill myself.
You know, can I say one thing here on that one sec? Oh, I'm going to go really fucking psycho on this one here a sec. It's illegal to ask most of these questions, actually. It violates all kinds of discrimination laws. But here,
exactly.
let me.
It is illegal to ask something. It is. It's illegal to ask any of these questions.
Let me say one thing about that fucking comment there about privilege to have not attempted suicide. Do you realize that the reason why a lot of people who are mixed, who are girls, who are other stuff, do attempt suicide is because of this kind of bullshit making them afraid to come out about the shit they're being put through? That this kind of shit is why I was afraid to talk to people about the issues I was going through, and the reason I fucking slit my throat. So they can go fuck themselves.
Exactly. No, you're exactly right. Stigmatizing or sweeping under the rug mental illness is no different. Like doing this, putting it into these boxes and deciding what it means to have a mental illness, to feel depressed, to feel these things, is no different than stigmatizing it.
How does this not read like they're collecting data on you to discriminate against you later?
Right? Like, how does this not read like you're exactly? It's like this is.
Hey, look, we keep this in HR, and then we go, well, we need to get rid of some people. Hey, who are the mental ill people? Hey, look, they check that they have mental illness. Fuck them.
There are laws in place designed to prevent employers from collecting exactly this information so they cannot discriminate against their employees. Andy McCall says, listen to Morgan Freeman, don't make race an issue. Amen to that. Thank you for that super chat.
I agree with that statement. I like his video.
I have never pretended to be just friends with my significant other. What?
Do people do that?
How is that? That doesn't have anything to do with privilege.
That doesn't have it. They're assuming that people are pretending to be just friends with their significant other because of same-sex shit, which does not happen.
You know, it's
but I went through that phase with my husband. That was called I didn't want to admit that we were as close as we were.
Yeah, I think
that had nothing to do with anything else. That was back when we were dating and I was shy.
One of the ridiculous things on there that really will edge us out just by age, I've always lived with cable or internet.
No.
If you're of the right age, you're not going to have to put this privilege bullshit on there because you just were aged out. Like, my point I'm trying to get is, what a stupid question to try to prove your point when it hurts you because you didn't even think about how old somebody might be. They might be 100% in line with your retarded fucking crusades, but just because you can't put a questionnaire together that edges them out because of age, you ageist piece of shit, fuck you.
Wait, if you consider yourself to be physically attractive, you're privileged. So if you don't hate your body, that's not even if you're attractive or if you have a good, if you don't hate your body, you're privileged. Fuck, like, what kind of world? So it's like, this is the whole thing. This evil, ugly word privilege that we're supposed to all feel ashamed to have. I'm supposed to feel ashamed that I don't hate my body. I'm supposed to feel ashamed that I've never tried to kill myself. I'm supposed to feel ashamed that my parents are heterosexual. Why am I supposed to feel ashamed?
What kills me about it is that they do this stuff and they claim that we want to help the people who've been through this. Most of the things on this list is the shit that I went through in my life. And guess what? None of us are helped by this shit. We are pushed into a place where we're afraid to talk to people because why are you asking us about this shit? It's embarrassing when we go through it the first time. We don't fucking need people to tell us what we should tell people or tell us we should be offended of others or somebody's privileged more than us because they didn't have to go through what we did. Guess what? I hope to fucking God nobody's gone through half the shit I've been through.
Shazar makes an excellent point. I have traveled internationally. Even an immigrant is now privileged. Even Mexican, every Mexican crossing the border. There you go. So these illegal immigrants that we want, that we're worried about because they have no privilege at all. Yeah, well they fucking do. They've traveled internationally. So there.
Can y'all hear me now?
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. I thought my mic was I was sitting there talking. I'm like, damn, like they're really going on a roll here, and I'm just like, blah, blah, blah. Okay.
No, you went by.
I'm so sorry. I thought I was still going to be able to be heard. My bad. I am so sorry about that. I did not mean to do that. But no, I want to sit here and talk about the mental illness thing, bringing it back. They're talking about how.
But before I let you go, because I'm going to let you go, Jhando4, thank you for the super chat, says, why do they keep peddling this BS? It's ignorant. It is. And on that note, SweetP, take it away.
How is mental illness being swept under the rug whenever it is being talked about so much in this? I do not know a single person on the fucking internet who doesn't put something like, oh, I'm bipolar, I have BPD, I have this, I have to, self-harm. Like they're being very open about their, so-called mental illnesses or their struggles in life. So I don't understand where this bullshit of it's being swept under the rug is coming. This isn't fucking 1950 something. Or the 90s, it's 2021. We've been talking about mental illness for several years now. So I don't fucking get it. I've had issues in the past, but I've never used it as a crutch to get sympathy from people. And that's what these people are doing. So I just don't get it. I fucking don't get it.
I can explain part of that actually.
Mm-hmm.
As somebody who deals with it, who's also dealt with, working with rape victims and disabled and stuff like that and dealing with the people who really have these. Most of these people who are saying this shit online are fucking lying.
They are.
You ask them a thing about the shit, you mentioned the shit you've been through with it, and none of them understand it. None of them fucking understand it. You can tell that they're faking it. You can tell they're making it for attention. Guess what? This is nothing to tout around and make up for attention. It's nothing to be happy about. Reason I will talk about this stuff is because most people who actually have these issues, it creates shame. It creates self-hatred. It creates fear. They are least likely to speak about it. That's why, and Jesse can attest, how many times have I messaged you because I was afraid or nervous about talking about things I'm dealing with?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
There's the difference. These people who go out there and they tout things every chance they get for attention.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, they actually make it harder for people with the real issues to get hurt. And that's when the actual causes, the actual problems, and what they actually mean get swept under the rug for woke points. These people going, I'm bipolar, and it causes me to do this, this, this. Bipolar means that your body overproduces certain things, and you feel much more intensely every high and low and every emotional instability. It does not mean you're automatically violent. It does not mean all this other shit people are trying to make it out to be. If you're out there peddling that shit, you're not bipolar. Something else.
Well, the thing is that these are the people that they're catering to. The ones that are faking these mental illnesses or perceived, like I'm allegedly faking these mental illnesses. This is the people they're catering to. So that's where it's like, yeah, I understand, people being ashamed and afraid to talk about their problems in life. But the people that they're catering to, these stupid questionnaire about like, have you ever felt your mental illness was swept under the rug? You know, it's like, it's not for them because they're catering to those people that claim that they're mentally ill. So I don't get where this question comes from. And it's ridiculous. And the same thing goes for I've never been told I'm overweight or too skinny. Whatever. People
basically every person has.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter if you have a good body type. Somebody's trying to shame you for it. That's fucking bullshit.
I've never been shamed for my body type. That's the same fucking question as above. It reminds me of those like job interview questions of like, do you have a car? Do you have a transport, like something like that? It's ridiculous. This is ridiculous.
Let's look at with the whole issue of mental health here. The kids that actually are true attention deficit, true hyperactive, your brain's wired differently. It reacts differently to things. If you are a true hyperactive, stimulants, including caffeine, will actually soothe your body and relax you. That's why I drink energy drinks before bed. Anyway, it's also why they did a study a while back of all these kids that are on these meds for being hyperactive and ADD and stuff, and they did brain scans and had them test different stimulants and stuff. And what they found is over 95% are not hyperactive at all.
Oh, you see when they give all those little kids Ritalin for being on ADD, and it makes them crazy because they're not actually ADD. Joe, which one of these so far? I have an unpaid internship. I have had multiple unpaid internships. I went to summer camp. I graduated high school. I went to an elite college.
How
is graduating high school privilege? That is fucking racist as fuck.
I think it should just be a basic thing.
That is racist as fuck to assume that because they always say that privilege has to do with your race. So if you're saying that graduating high school is privilege, you are a fucking racist piece of shit.
I mean, basically, yeah, it's ridiculous. This whole ridiculous thing. I think some of these are fucking hilarious, though. I went to summer camp. I know a lot of people. I saw black kids and all sorts of kids at summer camp when I went.
Dude, I taught fencing at a summer camp for underprivileged youth who paid nothing to be there and were there specifically because they didn't have money to be anywhere else. So,
guess what? I mean,
I taught them.
I went to a technical private school. Guess what the private school was? It was run through a group of grant charities specifically to deal with severely underprivileged third world condition Native kids, but that was still considered a private school. So the fact that I grew up in third world conditions means I went to a private school and I'm privileged by their fucking questionnaire.
And my mom worked really hard as a single parent, making really shitty money to send me to school. So I'm glad that, I got the privilege she never got, because unlike a lot of people's parents, she busted her ass to make these things happen. She didn't just ask or complain and then people gave it to me. My mom's like, it cost this much money. I got to put in these hours and do this and that. So I think that's a sign. We don't have enough people like that are just willing to put in the time and the work. And anything. It's not about parenting. It's anything.
So JSP says, are we certain that whoever compiled this list didn't do it as a joke or trolling?
No.
I'm certain. No, this is the typical SJW bigotry on that list.
So I don't know 1,000. This is secondhand coming from other people saying where this came from. So I don't have any information as to the veracity of the source of this document. However, what I can say with certainty is that Kirby, don't worry, I'm going to go back and grab your supers. What I can say with certainty is that I have met social justice people who have express these exact attitudes, all of them, every single one of them, that yes, that all of these things, that essentially that just to be a regular person is privilege, that essentially anytime if they can find somebody, specifically as a minority, who doesn't have something that you have, well, then you have privilege. And that's just, you suck.
I just look at that list and realize how few of those I can check, and yet I'm the one they're always calling this privileged woman with, as I call them out.
Right, apparently you're this awful privileged person, but you don't check any of these fucking privilege boxes, so...
Hardly. There's like 3 or 4 I can actually check.
Greg Kirby knows the origins of the document. He says Karens wrote it for Disney.
Yeah. Damn the Karens.
And Demi Moore's tapeworm says, hello from below.
What a great great, considerate tapeworm.
I wonder if
All I can say is hello from below with the name tapeworm sounds really, really perverted.
F.E.S. Franklin is Demi Moore's tapeworm.
Tapeworm. That's there.
His name is F.E.S. Franklin. Say it.
I fucking miss Up the Ass Franklin. The dude is a fucking hero to this chat. Where is he?
I have this. You want to understand how these SJWs think? I have the screenshots right on here. The guy who was literally telling my husband and friends that I deserved beaten, tortured, and molested as a child for being white passing.
That's
pretty fucked up, man.
That's about as unprivileged as you can get.
I think everyone has their own. I like to believe that we're all autonomous beings and that we all have our individual experiences in life. We may have some similarities, but not one walk in life is exactly the same. And this is what these people believe it is. And it's just like, it's not, you know, me and you have similar experiences, but I'm sure they didn't go down the same way, you know, Jesse. So it's just, I get.
That is, by the way, one of the most racist terms you'll ever come across. That is literally, we don't count you as your race because we don't like your skin. That is one of the most racist terms in the world right now.
It's the same thing you hear Mary talk about this a lot too. The same thing is when they tell bisexual people you don't count because you're straight passing.
I've noticed that about the bis. I feel bad for them.
Yeah.
I do have a comment though, because socially it is far more acceptable for women to be bisexual than men.
True. Very true.
And that goes also because, again, my second in charge on my channel is very open in our talks and our joke here on in the afternoon that he is a bisexual guy. And as he said, the attitude people have towards him, if he says that, is not the same attitude they'll have towards a girl who says it.
Yeah, no, very true. Very, very true. And that's, it's like when women tell women they're bisexual, they can get weird and shitty about it. When women tell men they're bisexual, they're like, can I watch you make out with a girl? Can we have a three-way? I mean, like, that's the typical response. But yeah, not so easy for a guy who usually gets the ew from both the men and the women. So.
Man, the men, no matter what, you know, they still get their asses, you know, handed to them by these people. It's really disgusting and it's bothering me. And I hope one day that when I get my shit out there, I'm going to try and do some justice to the men because they deserve it. They deserve great characters. They deserve their heroes too.
And the thing is, and you could even go, even some of these people who are these woke warriors now, you look at some of the movies they did in the 90s and they still had moments where they really celebrated this guy or that guy in the story or stuff like that. You know, even watching a freaking movie from fucking Whoopi, one of the most whiny woke people out there from the 90s. And they still had this whole scene about her crying over losing and missing her husband that passed away, who was a cop, because of how good of a guy he was and stuff, and all this stuff about a hero cop and protecting the inner city and stuff. It's like, oh, I want to see that scene now in a movie. Come on, please put that scene in a movie now, bitches, please.
Yeah, all these people are fucking crazy, but pendulum will eventually swing back. I hope to God it does, but I don't know when, but it will.
All I know is, for some reason, apparently the fact that I speak out and I look like this, which I can't help. Again, I do have a form of albinoism, but that means I'm a target to him. And I love the one today that was telling my friends that, you know, he's really glad to see the notice on my page, which he's stalking around blocks, because, you know, karma, bitch, enjoy getting it, with the post about asking people for prayers about possible Parkinson's.
Matt Deckard says Jeff wouldn't have me, so I sleep with women. It's understandable. Very understandable.
Can we just change this? There he goes. There we go. Jeff is Samurai Cop.
Oh, Samurai Cop. Fucking love that movie, bro.
Now, these motherfuckers, we respect the Japanese of this country. And yeah, this is the land of opportunity for legitimate business, not for death merchants who peddle their drugs to children in schools and in the streets.
I was going to say hi to Dr. Alex. Good morning, who is just waking up across the pond.
Hello, Dr. Alex.
And if you guys are Doctor Who fans out there, you got to go check out his works. He reads them on his channel. So if you go to his channel, Dr. Alex, you'll look for that logo. You'll find him reading his Doctor Who stories. He has a whole alternate season. If you are not into the direction Doctor Who has taken lately, well, then take his direction. And he also has collected to publish. It's available. He sent it to me. I was just looking because I know my copy is this it right here? It is. Haha. The Doctor. No, this is the Doctor. Yes. Yes, the Doctor is the Doctor by the Doctor. Regenerations past. So Dr. Alex used to write official Doctor Who stories, short stories way back, and others, and they're all out of print now. So he collected them and it is available on Amazon. So Alexander Leafs, you can see his name right there with your eyeballs. Go on Amazon and look that up, and then buy his Doctor Who stuff. I have.
I might buy that for a friend. I know my friend's like super into Doctor Who, and he's so disappointed about what's going on right now.
Yeah.
I'll totally buy it.
I say, if you have Who friends, it's perfect because it's a niche gift. No one else will know where to get it. And yeah.
Can I comment to what toxic masculinity said there a sec?
Oh, let's say
he was talking about the PTSD being used against vets to keep them from having weapons and stuff. You know what's sick as hell in that same realm? They use PTSD and mental illness as a way of stopping rape victims and people fleeing abusive relationships and stalkers, and use it to keep them from having defensive weapons.
It's a wonderful world we live in. A wonderful world. Oh my God, Demi Moore's tape.
So simple.
Oh, I'm definitely privileged. Demi lets me out after prune juice or Taco Tuesday. My family keeps everyone skinny here in Hollywood. That's the secret.
Thanks, Mr. Tapeworm. You're just so insightful tonight. I appreciate your comments.
He's in something, all right.
Dr. Alex has dropped the holy fucking okay. Dr. Alex has dropped the link to his channel in there, so click on that. What the fuck, Andrew Friday? Hi, hello, how are you? Just stopping in to say the world's terrible and say Andrew Friday is someone I went to college with. Just someone I went to college with. He was the guy who wore suits. I had a huge crush on him my freshman year, and then I got to know him, and I was like, well, he's cool and he's nice, but I don't have a crush on him anymore. Sorry, Andrew.
I've had that things before, too. I met this guy named Chris a long time ago, and I thought he was really attractive, but then I got to know him, and I was like, you're really like Metro, and I can't get with that. So we'll just be friends. And we bonded over mutual hatred of another person. It was great.
Andrew was just too nice. Like, you know, you guys all know me. Andrew's like a really, really good, upstanding, decent, like kind person. And as soon as I got to know him, I was like, oh, we'll be great friends because you're awesome. But you would never like me on any deeper level because I'm way too scary for you.
As somebody who has similar traits with him, yeah, you dodged a bullet.
Shut up.
Baby. I love you too.
Oh, you're subscribed. That's so cool. I'm here. I think the last time Andrew and I saw each other, I gave him a ride sometime when he was out here, and we hung out briefly. And I was like, cool, and I was excited. That's so cool. Anyway, yay! I love it. That's fun. I'm glad you're subbed. I'm glad you check in from time to time. Feel free to say hi anytime you want. We're always having a blast. I promise I will not tell any embarrassing stories.
I can't make that promise.
Mr. Zintons, or whatever you want to call us, says bonding over mutual hatred is beautiful, LOL. Yeah, I don't normally do that, but the person we were talking about was truly a terrible person. Like, you talk to him, you could be a Christian, come up to him, and he'd talk about how active he was in the church and everything. And then my friend Patrick, who's an atheist, said that he talked to him, and he talked about how much of an atheist he was. It was the weirdest thing, and so we just started talking about it like, what a fucking idiot. Can't stand people that do shit like that. And that's how we became really close friends. Me, Chris, Patrick, and all them dudes. Oh my goodness. But yes, bonding over mutual hatred and mutual love is always the best for them. Builds the strongest bonds.
I think. We used to, so actually, specifically, the first night I became friends with that group of people that included Andrew was, it was with my group of shitty freshman friends. It was the kids we first bumped into day one in college. Oh my God, we're all gonna be best friends forever and ever and ever. Yeah, they just wanted to recreate the high school hierarchy all over again. And apparently my place was to be that friend that we don't really like but tolerate, kind of. And I didn't really like that place. And I mean, these were the early days where things were still kind of good. But for some reason, a fun pastime for them on the weekends was to get together and watch weird, gross porn. So after watching Smurf porn and getting sick of seeing a blue penis go in and out of somebody else's
Oh my God, was it like bad drawn?
Oh no, it was two people in full blue body paint and white diapers.
Oh my God.
Diapers?
Diapers.
Oh no, I believe it was just like, ew, this gets weirder all the time.
Like a white, like what? Yeah, it was bizarre. Anyway, it was like, I don't know if you remember like Mitchell and Evan and them They like Mitchell got kicked out, Arlo got kicked out, fucking Jason from Taipei got kicked. Like half of those kids ended up getting kicked out. So this particular night, actually, it was you who saved me because I had met you somewhere on campus earlier. We had exchanged words. I knew who you were. And I walked out of the room and I was like, oh my God, what are you up to? And you're like, oh, me and some friends, we're just going to go watch a movie. I think in Connor's room. This means nothing to anybody else. It's like, everyone's like, who are these people? And I was like, oh, cool. And I sort of like awkwardly tried to invite myself along. You're like, yeah, no, come, sure. And I'm like, oh my God, thank God, my friends are watching scary porn and I do not want to be a part of this. You rescued me that night. And I ended up meeting some of the greatest people that I hung out with all through the rest until they all effing graduated on me because they were all at least 1 year up, including Connor Dolson, who was the kid with the laugh. You knew his laugh from across the room.
Like laughter.
He was the best. You knew when he was in your audience, no matter what, because it was just like it was big, it was booming, it was there. And then Andrew was the guy who always wore the 3-piece suits every single day.
Oh my goodness.
Even in the summer, sometimes with bare feet, if I recall correctly. So Demi Moore's tapeworm says, "I'm a tapeworm, and I think that's weird."
Hey Jesse, I think Rosetta's trying to say something.
Yes,
I'm
lady.
gonna tell you, I gotta get going because I'm not she can sit up right anymore. My back's having issues.
Okay, well,
oh my God,
feel better. We're probably gonna get ready to say our goodbyes. So, any last words you want to say before you fade away and go take care of you?
Fuck SJWs. Have as much sex as possible, and big titties rule. Big tit representation. Bye bye.
Bye, Rosetta.
Bye. Thanks for being here.
Mwah.
Feel better,
Fuck world.
Feel better, Rosetta. I'm gonna post that there. Anyway, oh God, such fun times. Oh my God, I remember.
I love when you go back, is like you realize like you don't hang out with the same people you used to. And it seems like when people get too busy, it's like I had friends that like were just not ready to leave the college like lifestyle. They would constantly want to do something every Friday night. And it's just like, bruh, I can't fucking keep doing this. Like I have to like work in the morning. It's just weird how that goes. I mean, my friend were talking about this. She goes, yeah, I really miss those days because we had like a really close group of friends. And then I was over because, you know, life starts and shit like that, you know, it's just whatever. But I still love thinking about those memories. They've always bring me a smile to my face and all that fun stuff.
Dude, we were such a good friend. I was just thinking about that con as well. We were such a cool friend group that it was like Carol, people who didn't know. So Carol and Connor were a thing at one point for a while. And then they split. And then Connor and I had been like flirting a little bit. But then I went to Carol because like Carol had come to me. I think we had talked and she was like, hey, I noticed you and Connor kind of were like flirting. I just wanted you to know totally cool with me. And then like the next day or later that night, she was like, hey, it actually was kind of weird and I wasn't as cool with it as I thought I was going to be. And I was like, awesome. You know, chicks before dicks. And then Connor was hands off. And it was like, it was just like it was like college, so everyone was fucking everyone, so that was fine. I really wasn't. I was mostly dating some asshole back in Philly. But it was like everyone was just chill about it. Like everyone was naked all the time. Everyone was just friends with each other. Everyone was just like got along. Like I don't know. It was weird.
It seemed like drama had been a thing of the past, and then you get out of college and you realize it's still a fucking problem. High school never ends, I've noticed.
It never does. But just like those little niches, those little enclaves. That was we all had cups. Well, there were different. He had a set of cups that all had different stickers on them. And if you came often enough, you got to claim one as your own, and then you got dibs on that one anytime you were drinking in Connor's room. God,
I always like hated it whenever I had friends that would get together because 9 times out of 10, they'd fucking just end up breaking up, and it would completely just dismantle the whole, you know, peaceful, harmonious, you know, sanctity of the group. And then it's like, oh great, now I can't hang out with this person and blah blah blah. I don't know, I hated it whenever that happened. But oh, Jeff, you look like you're about to just die over there.
It's been a long day. We're probably gonna on that note, we probably will, you know, as the French would say, enough goblin. And we'll have another busy day tomorrow because everything's, you know, life. We get to start moving.
Yeah, Richard, I'm on my way out, bro. I need a good night's rest. If it's not the cats waking me up, it's traffic.
Yeah.
Oh God.
A nice night's rest. get back to the channel work. I miss making videos, folks.
Yes.
Like I don't like not actually. That's the shitty part. Like, oh, I'm supposed to enjoy, the success of Stealing Soul. I'm like, I gotta make YouTube videos, and I'm actually happy about it. I just am mad because I haven't yet.
I love your videos, Jeff. They're always like to the point, very informative, and easy to understand. Great.
Matt, new computers on the way.
It'll be here Friday, Matt Deckard.
It's so funny because Matt is the person I know now who always wears very dapper suits. So
I told him I had a project for him. I'm waiting for him to contact me so I can tell him what it is.
Matt, reach out. He got a project for you.
It's cool.
Andrew, thank you for popping by. Those were such fun. Thank you for the walk down memory lane. That was delightful. Dr. Alex, thanks for swinging by on your morning. Emily, I'm sorry your cat is in heat. Yeah, so wonderful to be here. SweetP, I've your Instagram is in the description so people can go find you.
Yeah, they can.
And that's wonderful. But aside from that,
don't check out my Instagram.
I love all your naked ladies on Instagram, Jeff. I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm like, thank you for drawing some bush. Thank you.
Matt, if you want, you can just send me a Facebook message, and I'll just connect you guys and I'll put you guys in a group chat or something.
Who, Matt Deckard?
Yeah,
he's my Facebook friend.
Oh, you guys are on Facebook?
It was a joke. I was just trying to get him to send me a message.
Oh, message him.
But yeah, SweetP, I draw what I like. And actually, the reason I draw women so much is because I couldn't. For the longest time, I could draw Spider-Man and cool shit, but the women looked like dudes with like weird square boobs. So a couple years ago, I said, I'm going to get it right.
Glad appreciates your drawings.
Mm-hmm.
He also likes Revenge of the Nerds.
Oh my God, I fucking love that movie.
That's what booger screams.
Yes.
We have Bush. Oh, that's Animal House.
I've had that women are basically, you would think that women would be easy to draw because they're basically just circles and stuff like that. But they're quite complicated in the same. Well, I learned how to draw women though, so like I was new, like I could do that very well. It was men that I had a hard time with, which surprised me because they're basically just squares, and straight lines. And I was like, I can't believe I'm turning this man into a woman because I can't draw the man. Like it just happened all the time. But finally, I got it, and I drew and I draw very good men.
I love your stuff. I follow you on Instagram as well. Even before I realized, I think it took me a minute to realize that you were Golnath. So
Golnath, yeah.
Like, oh wait, because remember I even said to Jesse, I was like, this was a really nice message, and you're like, oh, that's SweetP. I'm like, oh.
Deanna sends us the super sticker, the little Shiba Inu going, bye. And that's perfect. Guys, follow me on Live It. I'm there all the time, so that's where you need to be to see me. And project is wrong. So that's it. God Empress out.